Good evening. Appreciate you those in attendance. And I know we're going to stream this online, and this video will be available on the school's YouTube channel after this evening as well. As I know the folks on stage have a lot of good things to share, and if somebody wasn't able to make it tonight, we definitely want to make that available online. Before we get started, I do want to thank all these folks in advance up here that gave up their evening to come in and share basically the transition, what that looks like from Ravenna High School to college. Everybody up on this stage walked the halls at Ravenna High School at one time. They have since moved on to college. A few up here have actually finished and have earned their degree as well. So we're going to get definitely various perspectives on what college currently like, kind of what the experience was for those that earned their degree. So, and I've kind of prepped them for this, so they should be somewhat prepared with their answers. I know we've got the microphones handy there. So why don't we get right to it here. So we'll start at this end with Donovan. I'm going to put you on the spot here. I'll ask you this question, and then we'll kind of go down the road and get it from everybody. If you could, just share your name, the year you graduated from Ravenna High School, the college that you're currently attending, and what your major is.
My name is...
You're good, buddy.
My name is Donovan Mack. I graduated in 2023. I go to Kent State, and my major is criminology.
Okay.
My name is Tessa Gabriel. I graduated in 2020. I currently go to Kent State University, and my majors, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say them all. I'm studying a Bachelor's of Science in Construction Management with a concentration in Mechanical Electrical Management. And then I'm also pursuing a Bachelor's of Arts in Architectural Studies with minors in Business Management and Historic Preservation.
My name's Anthony Lenardi. I graduated in 2020. I attend the University of Mount Union, where I'm pursuing criminal justice and just focusing in law enforcement.
My name is Ethan Cobbin. I graduated in 2022. I go to John Carroll University, and my major is finance.
Hi, my name is Jaleesa Caples. I graduated in 2014. I have a Master's of Public Administration and a Bachelor's in Public Health, both from Kent State University.
I'm Taylor Geib. I graduated from Ravenna in 2016. I have a bachelor's at Kent State with PE, so physical education. I just graduated with my master's from Youngstown State with special education. And I'm the BMS Brown Middle School PE teacher.
Hi, my name is Alexis Belcher. I graduated from Ravenna High School in 2023. I currently go to Kent State University with a major of child psychology.
Hi, I'm Hannah Welling. I graduated from Ravenna in 2018, and I just graduated from Baldwin Wallace with a degree in English and education.
Hi, my name is Paris Brown. I graduated in 2023, and I go to Kent State, and I'm pursuing a degree in nursing.
All right, thank you all for that. And I think we'll stay down there with Paris. Paris, we'll get you the next question, then we'll just kind of bring it back this way. What I want to ask you next is, just looking back, how do you feel your time at RHS prepared you for your college experience? Was it maybe a specific teacher, a specific course? Just anything about your experience over your 4 years at Ravenna High School that you look back and say, that prepared me for my college experience. We'll start with Paris, and then we'll just move back this way.
I feel like I was prepared for my college experience by a lot of teachers here, but one that really stood out for me was Mr. Bonfine specifically, because I'm majoring in nursing, and I had him twice. I think my sophomore year and my junior year, and like I learned a lot from him coming in, like about anatomy and the human body and stuff. So I guess he really helped me specifically.
I think one of the biggest things that helped me prepare for college is the relationships that I built with the teachers here. When I was choosing what content area I wanted to teach, I kind of was torn between a few, and I was able to reach back to teachers here and kind of make a pros and cons list with them and help decide what I wanted to teach from there.
I would have to say that there were like a lot of teachers that like helped me through my high school experience and that got me like ready for college. But being involved in things like Upward Bound, student council and stuff like that, building community, like that was a big part of like helping me through so far like my college experience.
For me, it would have to be definitely the educators. I remember sitting in PE class, not only in high school, but also middle school, and just thinking, wow, this dude has an awesome job. I obviously love sports, but I do like other aspects rather than just, my extracurricular sports. Mr. Sullivan is a teacher that I look back on a lot, and now he's my assistant principal at the middle school. He was the type of teacher that was fun and outgoing and made kids like love class and like want to go to school. So those type of teachers really helped with my experience.
I'm going to just mimic what everybody else said. Definitely the educators. We have a fantastic math department here at the high school that really helped me, especially when I went to college and I thought I was going to be a doctor. And of course that didn't happen. But the real world experience that they give you in math class here is really amazing and super helpful, and it will definitely help you in college. One thing I learned is that math definitely builds upon itself, and I didn't understand that until I got to college, but remembering what I learned in high school was super helpful.
For me, I would say something that helped me the most was being a student athlete here. I think that it really taught me about time management and just how to stay on top of my tasks that I have.
A lot of the teachers and staff kind of helped me on the education side with structure and organization when it came to the schooling and stuff like that. They made sure I was on top of my work. I was prepared for tests and quizzes and like that. On the sports side, a lot of the coaches and assistant coaches on the different levels of sports that I played here at Ravenna helped me with my experience at Mount Union, because I knew it was going to be a step forward with the challenging aspects of competing against people within your position groups or weight class at college. And the teachers helped me be prepared for some of the challenging courses that I've been taking within my course and my minors.
I'm going to say the staff, also the educators, but a lot so the counseling staff, like Ms. D'Onofrio. She helped me get into CCP programs, and that really kind of helped me get into the college mindset while I was still in high school. So I was taking 1 or 2 college classes to begin with, and then it kind of was like as a starter instead of just being completely thrown in. But definitely Ms. D'Onofrio was a big help.
There was a lot of things, people that helped me. The counseling staff, the principals, teachers. Mr. Whitmore's English class prepared me a lot. And my wrestling coach, Coach Klein, helped a lot too.
Okay. Some great responses there, and I thank all of you for that. Next up, Tessa brought up College Credit Plus. I did have a question on here about that. So as we just kind of go down the row here, was College Credit Plus something that any of you took part in? Because obviously it's not something you have to do to move on to the college level, but obviously that might be something some of our students are thinking about. So as we go down the line here, we'll start with Donovan. Did you take any College Credit Plus while you were in high school? Again, if not, no big deal. But just maybe briefly talk about your experience with that.
I did not take College Credit Plus.
I did. I actually graduated high school with 39 credit hours, so I was a sophomore when I got to college, which helped me do the whole 2 majors, triple minor, study abroad type thing. I am extending my stay at college because I do love college so much. But I really enjoyed it, especially me and AJ's year. We had probably about 12 people who were doing CCP classes, and we all kind of stuck together. We met with Ms. D'Onofrio. She made sure that we were keeping on track in our college classes while still doing high school work at the beginning. And it allowed me to really kind of get into the college mindset of how to study, how to really make sure my time management was on track. And then it also helped me only be here my senior year for one class. I only took high school physics my senior year, so definitely a big plus. And if anyone is interested, I would highly recommend.
I did not take any College Credit Plus classes, but I would advise any student that is currently in high school to do that. As Tessa said, that she advanced her college and stuff with taking those classes in high school, and it kind of gets you in a good mindset if you're taking College Credit Plus classes at a university that's close to your high school. It kind of helps you experience what college is like at a earlier time as a high school student. It could help you transition to college if you choose to do that.
Just like AJ, I didn't take any classes, but I would advise you to take them. They're very helpful.
I did not. I would advise you to take them, though, because I feel like if I had, maybe I would have known what I wanted my major to be, and I wouldn't have switched it 3 times in college. So if you have the chance to do some exploring beforehand, I definitely say do it.
I did not either. I was double sporting at the time, and I just felt that I wasn't ready yet, but I definitely think that if you can do it, definitely go for it.
I also did not. I would say do it if you think it's something that you can handle. But also you can talk to your counselors, because there are like maybe programs that you could find, especially if you're going to Kent State, that you could do like over the summer to take classes and earn credits before you start. So you're getting prepared either way. So if you feel like it is something you can handle, then I would definitely recommend.
So I did take them. I knew that I wanted a small classroom though, so I took mine through Hiram instead of Kent State. And that was a kind of cool experience, because my English class that I took there, we sat around like a dining room table and just talked. So that was kind of cool. It also kind of helps in other ways that you might not think of. For me at Baldwin Wallace, our freshman parking lot was miles away, but because I technically had sophomore status when I came in, I got to park closer. So maybe parking isn't a big deal for you, but if you have to walk a mile to your car, I promise you it's something to think about.
I also didn't take College Credit Plus classes, but I wish that I did. But like Lexi said, it's also programs you can do, like especially if you're going to Kent State, to get like a few credits in before you start to get the little experience.
Thank you all for your responses on that. Definitely heard a mixed bag there, and I think any high school student can take away from that. If you think it's right for you, go for it, get that experience early. But the fact that several of you did not, and yet still, were able to make that transition to college, it's definitely okay to start college when you start college. It's kind of just what's right for the student, right? Go ahead, Tessa.
Does everyone know what College Credit Plus is?
Should know by now.
Okay, because it's taking college classes that you don't have to pay for.
Yeah.
So I probably saved like $20,000 just by taking classes during high school. That's another factor that you can look at as well. I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, it's definitely a great opportunity for those that are ready to take that step, and definitely something that we talk with our students about. All right, so we're down there with Paris now. We'll work back this way. So question we want to ask you next is just share with us maybe your favorite course in college, why that was the case. What about that course stood out for you? And then maybe just share your least favorite course in college and maybe the reason for that.
I might be biased because I'm a nursing major and I took like an intro to nursing class, so that was my favorite. But also, I took Flashes 101, which is just like a pass or fail, and it's really like just an attendance-based class, and it's free credits basically. So I would advise you to go, and it doesn't like affect your GPA. So that was my favorite. And my least favorite was probably statistics, because I'm just not a math person. And you have to like give all of your classes a lot of attention. Like you can't just put one on the back burner. You have to like study for each class. Like don't just be like, okay, I can handle this. Especially if it's a lot of credits, because if you fail it, then you're going to have to, take it again.
So my favorite class that I took in college was an adolescent literature class. So we just read children's books and then talked about the meaning of them. My least favorite class, though, I am not a history person, and I made the mistake of taking 2 history classes in the same semester on different time periods, so would not recommend that.
I would have to say my favorite. Okay. I would have to say my favorite course in college was my communications class. It was just interesting for me. Like, I like to learn how different people like communicate and like feelings and emotions behind certain things. I thought that was a really cool and engaging class. My least favorite course would have to be the math class that I took. Math hasn't really like ever been my thing, but it's like teachers that have made it fun. But the college course that I took, it was more so like sitting in the classroom on the computer and the teacher isn't even interacting with you guys. So that was my least favorite.
My favorite class was called Outdoor Adventure. We did kayaking outside, inside, canoeing, high ropes courses, low ropes courses, archery. We did a lot of fun things like that. Super fun. I enjoyed going to that class. My least favorite class definitely was my math class. I only had to take one, thank goodness. I'm not good at math. It's just like you guys said, it's not my strong spot. Yeah.
So my favorite class was program planning for public health. It actually was the class that I took that made me decide I wanted to be a health educator and work at the health department. And my least favorite class was organic chemistry. I took it twice, I couldn't pass it, and that's why I'm not a doctor. So thank you.
So my favorite class it's called Business Professional Development. I feel like they help you with making your resume, cover letters, helping you reach out to big businesses, just to get their eyes on you. And then my least favorite was economics, just because it's such a deep concept of math, and yeah.
One of my favorite classes that I took at Mount Union within my major was gangs and organized crime. It was interesting to learn about the different organizations that around the world and within the United States. And then I also took a physical education class called Team Games. Everyone loves a good gym class. So it was fun in college to do that. My least favorite was probably geology. It was interesting to learn about the different rocks and stuff like that, but it got pretty boring.
I have 2 favorite classes that I took. One was Intro to Construction Management, which is actually a class that I took from my major during CCP. So I was taking my major classes when I was in high school, but it really opened up to my eyes to the major, because construction management isn't really building things. It's making sure a project is being built safely, on time, in budget, making sure everything's going smoothly. You're in charge of every person on a job site, and that really opened my eyes to my major. Another one that I really liked was Intro to Archaeology, which is really weird. I just took it randomly for my history class, but it was honestly a really good class. And then my least favorite, even though I put it on myself, was my self-defense class. I will let you know that an 80-year-old man took me down. He had like a 4-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu, and I was not prepared. But really kind of fun, but also not my favorite.
My favorite class was sociology, and my least favorite class was college writing, hate writing.
Very good. All right, Donovan, we'll stay with you here on this end. Next question is, what do you wish you knew when you were at Ravenna High School that you think would have helped you in college? Like, what if you can go back and talk to your freshman self or your sophomore self or maybe your junior self in high school and say, hey, make sure you're paying attention to this, or make sure you're prepared for this, because that will help you when you get to college?
I would say better time management. That's what I would say.
I have kind of two. A big one is applying for any and all scholarships because there is money out there. You just have to find it. I have a friend that is a dual major, and she has her college completely paid for by scholarships. She has not paid anything out of her pocket, and she's walking away from college with money from scholarships. So I really wish I would have done that a lot sooner. And then also, I'm just going to stick with that one.
I would say just applying myself more. In my early time at Ravenna, I kind of just was trying to fly under the radar and do what I had to do, but I felt like, I should have applied myself more, and the experiences in my classes, participating more. That's about it.
I really wish that I got myself like a studying schedule, I guess you could say. I feel like you spend a lot of time studying for tests and quizzes and stuff like that, and it's something that you need, I think.
I would definitely say, because I know a lot of people said that math is not their strong suit, so making sure that you're paying attention in your math classes, making sure you're paying attention, especially your writing classes and your math classes, science too, but just making sure that you're paying attention, because again, that knowledge does build upon itself, and then you don't want to get to college and like not remember it, but yeah, I feel like that's one of the most important things.
Oh man, okay. It's coming. Okay, mine would definitely be pay attention to algebra. All of the algebra classes you take in high school. Algebra is like in every math, I feel like. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I remember I guess fumbled the bag in freshman year, and I don't know where I was, but pay attention to algebra.
I would have to say time management and also creating like study habits, because studying at the high school level and studying at like the college level are two totally different things. So I think it's great to have like your studying methods and everything already intact.
Yeah, not to repeat, but I would also say study habits are a big thing. In high school, I didn't really study as much as I should have, and that was something that I definitely had to change when I got into college.
Oh yeah, what everybody else said, basically have a routine, like please have a routine and study, because like Kahoots and Quizlets the day before an exam don't exist in college at all, sadly, but yeah, that's basically it.
All right, thank you all for that. We'll stay down with Paris there and kind of move back this way. So the next question, I'm going to jump ahead to number 7 on your list there. I want to talk about, kind of the way you pay for college with this next question. So, basically just looking to see if you can share your experience with, the financial aid process as you've gone through that, when it comes to things like scholarships, what you were able to achieve through that, and just what advice you would give to a student at Ravenna High School that's thinking about college but would be worried about the money end of things. I think young folks, have to understand that there is financial aid out there. We're going to help folks with the free application for federal student aid. Getting financial aid is a very, very common practice for young people getting their college education. So if you could just share as we go down the line, just kind of your process of paying for college, financial aid, scholarships, just to kind of give that knowledge to folks that are thinking of trying to get where you are.
I would definitely say fill out the FAFSA early, because you have to do it like every year you go to college. So just do it early. Like I literally just did mine earlier this week. And yeah, apply for scholarships, definitely. I applied for a lot, and I actually didn't have to pay anything for my first semester. So that was nice.
I would also say to apply for as many scholarships as you can. If you're a student athlete, you can also talk to your coaches as well. When I first got like my financial packet back, I couldn't afford to go to school there, and I talked to my coach, and they were able to find me more scholarships on campus. So I would do that for sure. Don't be afraid to or hesitate to reach out and talk to people about it, there are people that will help you. And then after your freshman year, I became an RA, which really helped financially because then I had a free room and board. And I also got paid to live on campus. So I would recommend that as well.
I would say if it's your first time filling out the FAFSA, definitely like do it with somebody, because honestly, if you're not experienced, you're gonna have a hard time. So do it with somebody. I think it's also important to create like communities and be super involved with things like Upper Bound and stuff like that, because these people never leave your side like ever. They gon' get it done. Like if you don't have it and you ask for help, they'll help you. Like you're never in it alone. So create communities, create connections, and look for different opportunities on your campuses and stuff, because they want everybody to graduate. They're not just gonna let you like fall. So at the end of the day, have a plan and seek help, because closed mouths don't get fed.
Kind of like what everyone else just said, financial aid helped tremendously, but I also sat at my computer and searched for scholarships and signed up for scholarships just as I was getting my master's degree. I went back to school, got my master's, and I was still filling out financial aid. Granted, I had my mom always fill out the form for me, so finally I had to sit down with her and watch how to do it, how to fill it out for me to understand how to do it for my master's, and I did it. I got a lot of grants, a lot of scholarships, but you just gotta look for them, just like she said down there. There's a lot out there.
Like everybody else said, and I really give a big shout out to Upper Bound, because that is a community and that is a family, and no matter where you go to school, they're always there for you, and they do give great scholarships. But just make sure that you know about the local scholarships, the NAACP scholarship that they give out here in Portage County. Just make sure that you apply for everything. Make sure that you apply for your school-specific one. So do your FAFSA that kind of covers everything, but make sure that you do your school-specific stuff, because schools usually have their own scholarships. And then make sure that you even do your college within your university specific stuff. So for example, like if you're in the College of Public Health, you go to the public health, you see what kind of scholarships they have, and what, even if it's not scholarships, money that they have available to help you out. So just make sure that you're talking to the people at your school for sure.
I'm going to say the same thing as Lexi pretty much, is that there's plenty of scholarships and there's money out there. You just have to find it, and someone's always willing to help you find it. I remember Coach Lenardi here helped me find a couple scholarships, made sure I applied for them. He was on me about that.
I mean, I agree with all of them and what they said. I would say, like, if you're a younger student at the high school level, to look at scholarships in advance, because you don't want to miss any of the due dates. This doesn't really pertain to federal aid or anything, but there's other options to help pay for college. If you choose to go to any of the armed forces or ROTC, sometimes they're at colleges, sometimes you have to go to sister schools such as Kent State or Youngstown. For a little bit I was with the ROTC program at the University of Mount Union, but then I continued my path with the U.S. Army Reserves. They do pay back partial loans, and sometimes all of them. It depends if you join active duty or the reserves. That's another way that you can get some of your student loans paid for, and if you want to pursue schooling at the graduate level too, they will pay for that too.
I'm gonna also say everything that they said, scholarships, student loans, but also if you're in your major and you really like it and there's internships available, those will help you get money over the summer. That will help pay for college. And then companies in my major specifically, they also help pay for college. So if you are planning to stick with them and they realize that, especially your senior year, they'll help pay and finish off your college degree. Definitely it's out there, you just have to look for them.
I think everybody already said everything about that question.
We covered that one well, yeah. All right, Donovan, we'll give you a new one then. Want to talk about campus life a little bit. So as we go down the line here, were you a resident of your school? Did you live in the dorms, or did you choose to commute? And depending on which one, just maybe expand on that a little bit, in terms of what that's like being in the dorms, or if you're commuting, kind of what that experience was. And then also just if you were or are a member of any college organizations, any clubs, how might you be involved on campus outside of just your classes?
I stayed on campus, and it's a lot different from high school because you go to class and you can either go somewhere and study or you can go back to your dorm. You have a lot more freedom. I was a part of the Male Empowerment Network, which is just men of color getting together, talking, studying, and stuff like that. And yeah.
Great.
So I actually commute. I still commute. I still live at home. I find it saves me a lot of money because I live like 10 minutes away from campus because I go to Kent State. So I definitely find that it saves me a lot of money. I'm an only child, so that was an easy option for me. But I'm about to start looking for my first apartment, so that's kind of interesting. As far as organizations go, I have been a part of a lot, and I mean a lot. I'm kind of like the poster child for get involved on campus. I think it really, really, really makes so many connections, and my major is all about networking, so I will push networking as much as I can. But a few major ones for me personally is the Construction Management Student Organization, which kind of is anyone interested in the built environment, and we have career fairs, we have networking events, getting connected to industry professionals, doing job site tours, socials, just maybe study groups, having fun, things along those lines. And then also this is kind of where I'm gonna slide in my study abroad that I did. So I actually went to Florence for 4 months about a year and a half ago. I was also able to do that because of scholarships, but it was one of the best experiences that I ever did. I did rack up a little debt traveling on every weekend that I could, but I went to Barcelona and Paris and Amalfi. It was really a once-in-a-lifetime experience that I recommend everyone. If you have the chance to do it, I highly recommend it.
Campus life, it's kind of what you put into it. I was definitely scared the first time I was on campus. I tried to fly under the radar. There's groups and clubs, and you just kind of have to put yourself out there. And like I'm part of FCA, it's Fellowship of Christian Athletes. We meet every Thursday at 9 o'clock. This is where I met a lot of different people, like from different sports clubs and organizations that are on campus. Anyone could show up and come there. And then we have a disciple group that meets on Tuesdays. So like what Tess was saying about networking, it's all of what you make from it. As you grow on campus, there's so many different organizations that you can like attend to. I'm also part of the wrestling and football at the University of Mount Union. So I have those friend groups, and then I also have my friend groups at FCA. And then I lived on campus my first 2 years there. I lived in the dormitories there, and then the townhouses my sophomore year. Another good option if you're at college is to look into living off campus, especially at some of the bigger universities like Kent State or Youngstown. There's probably living there that's a little bit cheaper than living on campus, as well as like different meal plans. I've lived off campus the last 2 years and saved a little bit of money at Mount Union, as well as like a meal plan if that's something that you maybe don't like, maybe the food's not like the best or whatnot, then you have the option to kind of do so, create what you want.
So my freshman year, I lived in the dorms, and all I have to say about that is make sure that if you get a roommate, make sure that your roommate is someone that you're compatible with, because you're going to be living with this person for about 14 weeks. So make sure that they're very compatible with you. Now I live in a house. It's me and 5 of my football buddies, and it saves us a lot of money, and it makes you feel more at home, more comfortable to be to be in college, I guess you could say.
I lived on campus my first year, and I moved off after that. But I would say, if you get the chance to live on campus, definitely make the most of the experience and do it for as long as you can. I definitely felt a disconnect transferring from being a living on campus student to being a commuter student. Definitely a big difference, and especially with your mindset and studying, it's a lot more. It's harder to keep that aura of studying when you're not on campus. So just make sure that you take advantage of that and take advantage of all the clubs and things that they have. Like Kent State has student success services, and they go on trips and they do different things like that. And it's a really good way to build a community there at college.
My first year went to Lourdes University, where I played college basketball. So I stayed on campus because Lourdes is about 2.5 hours away from Ravenna. My roommates became my best friends. They were also basketball players, though, on my team. We hung out. We did all the things. We went to the movie nights. I definitely recommend doing the things that your college or your campus has available, like any activity, water balloon fights. I know we did one day. We did a community service one day just for fun, just things to do throughout the day. When I went back to Kent to finish my degree after Lourdes, I lived off campus, and I definitely, like she said, felt the disconnect. But I joined a club basketball team since I was a little bit older now, and I still talk to those girls every day. So, some stuff.
I currently live on campus, and being in a room with like my best friend that I've had for years is pretty okay. It's pretty cool. I like it. I don't have any complaints. It's a good experience to live on campus and get that real like campus feel, to where you're not just coming from home and then going to classes and stuff like that. Organizations and clubs, search your campus, look around, you'll find a club or organization for pretty much anything. And I would say I'm involved in Neo Impact, which is like a Bible study group. They do stuff like fall retreats, which is a great getaway. Also BUS, which is Black United Students at Kent State. It's obviously a predominantly white institution, so they just want to make sure everyone feels included and out there. And also through these organizations, you can find different opportunities. Like recently, I was involved in the Renaissance Ball at Kent State, and I got to show my talent and stuff, and I won Queen. So it was a really fun and amazing experience. So just look for it and you'll find it.
I lived on campus my entire time in college. Being an RA kind of helped allow me to meet people in all different types of programs. And then also being a student athlete, I played softball, so I was able to make friends that way. And then I also joined other like clubs or whatever that they were doing. So I joined an intramural league. So I got to play basketball and volleyball, and that was a lot of fun too. So you can meet people that have the same interests as you, no matter what those are.
Well, like my best friend said, we stay together, so it's not like too bad for us, but I don't know why anybody didn't mention like communal bathrooms. That's something you have to get used to. But I would say, like, if you have the chance, stay on campus. It's pretty fun, and then like the food is hit or miss, I guess, but it's like some stuff you can do. Like at Kent State, we have Rosie's, which stays open to like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. that you can just like walk to, then go back to your dorm. It's pretty cool. I like it.
All right, thanks for those answers, everyone. We'll stay down there with Paris. We'll kind of go down the line here as we start to wind things down here. Just want to hear from you if you could kind of repeat your major and then just kind of share with everybody what your intention is. You know, when you complete that major, what you want to do with it, what your aspirations are after college, what you want to go into. For those that have finished, maybe just, talk a little bit about why you went into the field you're in, kind of what drove you to that, so that we can just hear from everybody on that. Go ahead, Paris.
I'm going to be honest. I just finished my first semester of college, so I'm not really too sure yet. I know that I want to stick with my major, which is nursing, but it's also like a lot that I feel like I don't know yet, so I don't feel like I'm the best person to answer this question.
That's all right.
I was an English and education double major, and I now teach 12th grade English at John Marshall High School in Cleveland.
I'm a child psychology major now, but I started my semester exploratory just because I like to dibble and dabble in everything, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I chose child psychology because I didn't really have like a great childhood, and I like to be there for other children and help them understand themselves and help parents understand their children. It's just a major that's really close to my heart. I plan to go big or go home. I want to get my PhD and be a child psychiatrist.
I graduated, obviously, and as a teacher, I originally started as English and Social Studies, and my first semester, I was kind of getting into it, and I was like, I don't think this is for me. Like, this is not the type of teacher I want to be. I knew that Lourdes University, where I first went, didn't offer PE, so I just kind of stuck with English and Social Studies because those were my next best subjects. And then I went to Kent, and they offered PE, and that's kind of where it took off. With my master's degree and having special education, I taught my first adapted PE class last year with students with a range of disabilities, and I fell in love with those kiddos, so I was like, special education is where I'm going to be at for my master's degree. I'm not sure where it's going to lead me, but it's going to help a lot when I have to get some ideas. I'm familiar with IEPs and all that kind of stuff for my kids with disabilities.
So I have a master's in public administration and a bachelor's in public health, and now I'm the accreditation coordinator at the Kent City Health Department / health educator, and I feel like one of the reasons I went into public health was because it is a way to make a real lasting impression on the world. I get to do things every day, like I make laws, I write laws, I make different programs for people, I go out and educate the community, and I do all that on my day-to-day. So I really feel like it's very fulfilling, and it really has connected me in the to the community in a way that I've never been connected before, and it's really put me in a place where I can make a difference and really use my voice to speak for other people.
So I am a finance major. I picked this major because I ultimately want to get into real estate. I want to move somewhere warm and do real estate, and I just thought finance was the best degree to help me with that.
I'm a criminal justice major, emphasizing in law enforcement, and then I have minors in psychology and sociology. The reason I kind of picked criminal justice, I enlisted in the military back in a little after, I think 2021. So it kind of fit in like the build of the scheme of things. In high school, I kind of did a lot of stuff with the community. I helped at the Center of Hope. We did like certain things around like Ravenna with like painting the windows downtown. I like helping people. I chose criminal justice to kind of build of a community-based like understanding and helping people. After college, I plan to apply at some of the federal law enforcement agencies that are available. That's really it.
So I'm going to repeat all of my majors again, sorry. I'm a bachelor's of science in construction management with a concentration in mechanical electrical management, and then I'm pursuing a bachelor's of arts in architectural studies with minors in business management and historic preservation. I currently work for a general contractor called Hensel Phelps. You might have heard they got the Columbus Airport job for $1.5 billion. And I plan on working with this company for a very long time until I retire. The retirement age is 50, so I'll still have a lot of years left, and I plan on getting my PhD and probably coming back to teach at Kent State when I know, and I've been in boots on the ground, been through a lot of stuff, through my internships, I've already seen a lot of things of what can happen when a building goes up, and so I plan to share my knowledge.
I just finished my first semester at Kent State, and I'm studying criminology and sociology, and I don't know what I want to do after yet.
And that's all right. It's still early. Great responses. Really appreciate that. Are there any questions out there from anyone that has some questions for our former Ravenna High School students up here? Anything at all? And it's okay if you don't want to ask. Maybe as we wrap up, if you want to catch one of them on the way out, you can ask them then. Want to take this opportunity to thank all of you up here on the stage. I've definitely had the pleasure of working with more than half of you when you were at school, and it's just a pleasure to see the young men and women that you have become, and it's great to see you pursuing your dreams. And all of you didn't hesitate when you were asked to come tonight to give up some time. We wanted to hit all of you before you headed back to your campuses, which I know is going to be coming up here over the next few days. So I just want to say in front of everybody here that we really appreciate you giving your time tonight. We appreciate you being great examples of Ravenna High School graduates, and what you and many of our graduates can do in terms of those that, as yourselves, chose the enrollment pathway. We have others that go the enlistment route. I know AJ talked about that a little bit. And so the employment route is out there as well for our students, and so we do various things to hit all three, but we definitely wanted to hit upon tonight kind of that enrollment route and really talk that up in terms of the opportunities that are out there for Ravenna High School students and what Ravenna High School students can achieve, as the folks up here on the stage have proven and will prove in the coming years. So before we wrap it up, I do want to mention that we're going to do some FAFSA help in the community room after this. So anybody in here that needs help with the FAFSA, we'll have multiple adults over there that can walk you through that. We can even get you on a computer and start filling that out. If you wish to stick around for that, when we release from here, we'll go over to the community room for that. Before we wrap up, could we have a round of applause for our panel up here? All right, I want to thank everyone for coming. I want to thank our panelists up front here. Congratulations on everything thus far, and we look forward to everything you're going to do in the future. And you're all representing. Oh, is that a sign, Mr. Sekbit? Do you want me to stop talking? All right, thank you, everyone. Everybody have a good evening.